Good morning, everyone. It is Retro Geek bringing you another YouTube video discussion podcast. What do you want to call this silly little thing that I try to do? So I decided in this video that I'm going to do part two of features that I want to see from Future Switch, which for now I'm just calling the Switch 2. I mean, it's been long enough in the Switch's console life that I think that by 2023 we are going to see the next generation Switch. So that's just my thoughts. Could be proven wrong. I mean, the 3DS did go a lot longer than I thought it would, also. So who knows? But either way, whether it's Switch Pro or in my case, I think it's going to be a Switch 2. These are going to be some additional things I've thought about. I typed out that I want to see from the next Switch. And of course, you are welcome to put your comments down below about any of these features, any of these things that I want to see come back, or anything that I might have missed that you want to see come to this Switch. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get this party started, shall we? So, one of the most interesting things that I have considered with the Switch is I know how Nintendo is. They typically do the bare minimum when it comes to a lot of features. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing to try to save money again. So I'm not imagining they're going to come out with some $400 or $500 piece of technology, but I'd be willing to pay just a tad bit more if it had some of these things. So one of the first things is magnets or glass or some kind of technology that allows for wireless charging. Um, Now I know that would be difficult to do when it comes to the This is the reason why this is the top of this list is because this is probably the least likely to happen. But also probably any of these are probably not going to happen, but they're just wishful thinking. Um, I know that's not going to happen with the dock because again the USB-C is going to probably be the fastest connection back to the TV. But it would be nice if you could maybe set the Switch down onto a dock and charge it, or at least the Joy-Cons to charge it. Now, that being said, I know that that kind of removes the functionality of it being attached. So maybe they can attach again with magnets and that it charges, or you put it down on top of some kind of magnetic dock and it charges, similar to like the key chargers or whatever, the QI, whatever they're called, chargers that some devices have. Um, so I just think something like that would be nice just for convenience sake. I mean, I already have a third party um, dock thing that holds four Joy-Cons and I just slide them on. But it would just be nice if, again, instead of having to slide them on, having them click and having to press a button in the back because, they have to remove the two from the back and then remove the two from the front. If they just pulled off and they were magnetic. That's just me. So magnets or some kind of technology for attaching the Joy-Cons and also for grips. Um, because I think that the grips are going to be the key thing, and you're going to notice a big theme here of customization and personalization. Um, but I think that that's going to be a key feature because the grips are going to be what makes it. Like I showed off the third-party Procon, as I call it, the third-party controllers that had the thicker back for better gripping. And there are a lot of people out there that they buy the third party like Skull Candy um, grips and stuff like that, so that way they can get a better hold on the Switch. Well, I understand that most stuff needs to go through third party because they're the ones that get the licensing and they're the ones that come up with the ideas and they get the sales. But it'd be nice if we didn't have to go through third parties. If we could instead just simply have Nintendo do it. Even if it's just two different sizes. Like here's the regular Joy-Con, here's a medium, and here's a thick. That way you can hold the Joy-Cons the way they're meant to be held separately, or you can put them onto the back if you prefer um, them as on a portable. And you can just, again, like I showed with that one little teeny tiny little box, you can have that, and then the player can choose the grip rather than having to just hold on to the Nintendo Switch grip that they have now. Maybe they don't like that. Maybe they don't like that thickness. They want a little bit thicker. But rather than having to go off and get a third party one to resolve the issue, they can just simply have it right there and change out the different sizes. And then maybe you want to have a different grip size for your kids. So again, you just swap them out. Easy. I feel it's easy. Um, so the next part's gonna be a little weird, and I understand that the next parts are going to be weird, and these are more for me. But I think that this stuff could work. This is probably just me being crazy and throwing weird ideas out there, and you're welcome to call me out and say that I'm crazy. But the Miiverse should come back. Now, the reason why I say the Miiverse should come back is it doesn't need to be in the same format as a social media platform all on its own like it was with the Wii U. But you know how you have like the what's new and you have the different feeds on like the Xbox and the PlayStation? There's really nothing like that on the Switch that shows what players are doing, that shows, so and so started to play this game. This player has put 50 hours into this game, that show the highlights, that show the achievements of what a player has currently done. And that's something I kind of like about the Wii U back in the day, was you would sort of see that, in the Walla Walla Plaza, for an example, you see the top 10 games that are being played. And you could go and you could see, like in the Miiverse, people were just like, hey, I started playing this for the first time. Or they'd send a screenshot, like, I just finally got to this boss and I finally just beat it. And people would be able to leave applause and they would be able to leave comments on it. And I feel like something similar to that needs to come back for the next Switch. And it could be the exact same thing like what it is now in the news feeds, where it's a thumbs up or a thumbs down kind of thing. But a new Miiverse where the character can use their Mii, or they can just use their profile picture to show what has recently been achieved with them. So you can see where someone has recently started playing, like I said, or when they hit a certain milestone. Like I just gave an example of like, okay, this person just put 100 hours into Animal Crossing. Um, or they can share screenshots if they come across a difficult puzzle in Zelda, or if they are looking for maybe hints and clues. So in some ways it can kind of play similar to what the PS5 does now, where even developers can get in on this and they can sort of maybe drop a hint in there, or they can share the recent videos. This way I feel like the screenshots that you use and the videos that you take, they have some use outside of just being there for your memories. You can share them with friends, you can send them to people, and it's a way that people can socialize more on the Switch. And maybe it can be some kind of a messaging system. Who knows? That would be nice, Nintendo, if you had a messaging system. I'm just saying. But this new Miiverse can also be a part of the app. And I feel like this is one of the reasons why it's important to use this, is because right now the app is useless. Outside of maybe voice chat for like 3 games. Um, or like downloading stages from Smash Brothers or whatever. So this is something that could be used as part of comments. Like I said, this could be something where I could be walking down the road and I get a notification that friend X just beat the final boss of whatever game. And I'm like, oh, cool, congrats. I can just leave a little like and comment thing. So that way it's like social media, but it's a Nintendo only thing, similar to, again, I think the PlayStation app does this. It's been a while since I've been on the PlayStation app to verify. But I believe the PlayStation app does something similar where you can see what your friends are currently doing, any screenshots that they share, and you can, again, leave comments or thumbs up on it or whatever. So I feel like that would be a really neat way to expand the app to have better implementation between the console and the games, to also bring a bigger community in for Nintendo enthusiasts, and to just, again, more personalization, because then you can do this. And so speaking of personalization, I feel like the next couple of points are going to be the biggest selling point, because I feel like personalization is the biggest key thing. Because what do people ask for the most from their Switch. They ask for um, themes. They ask for, and we kind of sort of have some personalization now with the whole player profile things. How you can go to the Nintendo Switch app and you can like pay like 5 coins or whatever for a background or for a different character icon. So in a way, we have that. I guess we have that in a way. But what I'm talking about is more or less the idea of what's the best way to say it? Full customization, kind of like what you had with the 3DS, I guess. Because the 3DS had themes. You can get like a Xenoblade Chronicles theme. You can get a Metroid theme. You can get all kinds of games, and you could also set up the icons to be however you wanted to. You can create folders, all kinds of stuff. So I think something like that is a little bit about what I would like to see. You know what I'm saying? I think something like that would be great. And so, sort of just to give an idea of what I'm talking about here, here you are. Like something like this, where again, if I don't want them all in a row, maybe I make them in a row of two or whatever. Or I can put the most important apps that I use first, or I can put them in alphabetical order, or I don't know, just what I'm saying? There's different options for that. So I'm not trying to necessarily say that, oh, we need to go berserk with this thing, but it would just be nice to have more options. And so one thing that I suggest is to bring back animated icons or loading screens because I thought that was really cool, especially I think on the PS4 where you would sort of pick a game and it would have its own music and then the little picture would come up. And I think they did this on the DSi. I think they did this on the DS, but not on the 3DS. If I think they. Oh, I definitely know they did it on the Wii, where they had animated icons and special music for it. So, like, I remember with like the Mario Kart 8 or whatever, you see Mario just sort of race past or whatever. I think it'd be cool to see stuff like that, where even if it's not anything big, well, again, it's just like maybe I don't know some fighting game and the character's just doing this, you know, and like a little bit of a snippet. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, your character could be just spinning a sword or whatever. It could just be 3 seconds of music or something. So I personally like this back in the day of the Wii, and I would like to see the return of this, and also to be able to customize the home screen more, like we talked about, from photos to themes with matching icons. So, like again, maybe there can be a Triforce or coins or something, depending upon the theme that you pick. Kind of like how the PS4 did. And also, I think the biggest thing of like what I showed off with that photo was just being able to move and arrange the icons how we liked to back in the day. Because that was something that was nice. Was I would be able to set up all kinds of customization options, especially on the 3DS. Like even if you want to bring back Nintendo Badge Arcade, to where people get different badges that they put on their icon, and like Link again is just doing a little movement thing in 8-bit Link, to where we can basically customize it. We can adjust the size, like on Windows, where we can set up, a large icon here because Zelda is the most important one, and next to it we have like a smaller Netflix app, or just however we want. And I think that that would be the best way. And I feel like personalization is going to be the most important aspect of the next console because then that way everybody feels like they get the most intimate experience with their console and they feel like it's unique. Right now I don't feel like the Switch is very unique because what do you have? You have black or white as background options. No green, no blue, not a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 one, not a Zelda Breath of the Wild theme, nothing. And you get the typical profile icons, and that's changing now, so that's good. That's good that they've moved a step up, and that's tied to ones that Nintendo gives you though. That's the key thing. You have to be a part of Nintendo Switch Online, and you have to go into the NSO app on the Switch, and you have to choose the ones that they give you, and then pay coins that you get for doing various tasks, which is nice. But it'd just be easier if I could just go in and just either use the app to snap a photo of myself and put it on there as my profile picture, or if I could do like I can do now with like the PlayStation or Xbox, and I just find like a nice little picture like a dragon, and I make that my profile picture, or I don't know if I just give you like 99 cents for Mario doing this or something, and just something. I like what you're doing with the profile things now, so that's cool if you want to keep that and continue it on with themes. But again, just the option, because we're getting it little by little. We're getting it little by little. We have what? Um, the option to customize now using coins. We have folders in a way, even though they're kind of hidden off to the side. So we're getting this slowly, but I think that that's definitely an improvement of what we can get. Um, And the last thing that I feel is the most important thing, I've talked about it before in other videos, I've seen other YouTubers talk about it, but Nintendo has been focusing a lot on the portable aspect of the Switch so far. And I get it. I get it. They have the most success with their portable systems, the DS was wildly successful, the Game Boy was wildly successful, and a lot of times their portables are a lot more successful than their console counterparts. Look at the DS versus the Wii. Look at the 3DS versus the Wii U. The Switch is probably the most popular in portable mode because that's how people like to play it. That's the reason why we've gotten a bigger screen, brighter screen with the OLED and an improved dock because I'm sure that's the way people play it the most. But what's been the most substantial update that we've gotten from the dock? A LAN port. That's really been about it. The dock's the exact same. So it would be great, and personally, I feel like it's about time for the next Switch to feel more like a focus on the home aspect, so that this way you get the best of both worlds. If you like to play it in a portable mode, you still have the 7-inch 1080 screen. So what they have now with the OLED is great. They should definitely keep that. Just maybe make it 1080. Um, keep the 7 inches, keep the improved dock, all that. All that's great. Um, and you can even maybe again bump the screen to 1080. However, the dock should be able to output more than 1080, whether it's 1330, whether it's 1440, whether it's 4K, um, and just use as much tech as it can, whether it's got a specific chip in it, or whether again it uses that LAN port and cloud to, just give it the best that it can within reason to deliver high fidelity options like HDR or DLSS to make these games look and run as best they can. Buttery smooth, um, 60 frames per second, or even 120 frames a second would be great. Take advantage, and again, this is as much as possible without going insane like a $500-$600 system. But this way, like I said, you get the best experience. If you like it only in portable mode, like I know some people do, you still get the improved magnets. You still get the improved screen. You still get the improved um, hatch in the back. You get all that. But if you're somebody like me that likes to play it docked, you still get the best experience from it. You get a 4K system. You get, the ability to update the dock. You get, maybe DLSS, maybe you get HDR out of it to where, you get the best experience out of it. And then probably the most important thing would just be improved online. Again, voice chat without an app. Messaging would be great. I think we talked about that in the previous video though, so that's about it. But I think that's going to be it for me, guys. I'm starting to see this video is going almost to 20 minutes, and I apologize. I feel like there was a lot to talk about there, and again, if there's anything that I missed, feel free to put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about it. Or if you disagree, if you can leave a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you like, but again, no pressure for me, guys. I appreciate you watching if you've watched me at all. And feel free to stick around. Like I said, been in gaming since the 80s, so I got a lot of experience and a lot of things I want to talk about, and hopefully you'll come with me for the ride. But I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.